Hi, I'm Shark Whitebeard here at Shark's Tavern, making another video. The name of this video is The Wizard and the Magic Potion. And this is a true story and not exaggerating or nothing. And no matter how crazy or whatever the story may sound, I swear this is what happened. So, it was quite a few years ago. Me and the wife went to a small Ren fair outside of Anderson, kind of by Redding, California, and it was a really small Ren fair. It's kind of cool, really lively, a lot of cool people there, having a really good time. We'd never been there before, and at some point I went over and I was talking to this one elderly lady, gray-haired woman, and she had a booth. She had her own booth, and it was it said she was a wizard and that she sold magic potions. So I went over there and I started talking to her, kind of just shooting the breeze and everything else. And she seemed really cool, really nice. Talked to her for probably maybe 45 minutes, an hour. So I kind of decided, you know, hey, I'd like to buy something, at least buy something. And she had all these little glass bottles, bigger ones, small ones, little jars. Basically, is one of them right here. A little glass, you know, red glass with a little cork in it, and a little leather thing to wear on your belt. And she said, these are all magic potions. She goes, these are all magic potions. And these little ones like this cost like 10 bucks. So she told me, well, this one's for this is for this is for that. She's naming all these things, and then she said, this little one here, she goes, this is for headaches. Well, I never get headaches, but I thought, what the heck? And I said, okay, well, you know what? I'll buy one of these. So I bought it, gave her 10 bucks, and bought it just to help her out. So we took off. You know, we had some fun and everything else. She gave me her card, and I don't know what I did with the card. I know I didn't throw it away. I stuck it in one of my little leather pouches, and I took the little bottle, and I never even opened and pulled the cork or smelled it or nothing like that. And I put it in our Ren Fair stuff and forgot about it. So about a year later, me and the wife were going down to Vegas, where Fluffu and Captain Ron used to live in Vegas, and they had a really big Ren Fair. A lot of booths and everything there. It was really pretty cool. So me and the wife were going to drive down there, get in costume, meet with them. They're going to be in costume. That was before we were like hired or anything. We were just going down to the Ren Fair to hang out. And we got a hotel at one of the casinos, and then we're going to meet them there. They're going to drive down and meet us there. We're going to drive them. And also my nephew, Austin, who was 12 years old at the time, was there too. So what had happened was Fluffu had been in a really bad car accident when she was in her teens. And she had numerous back surgeries. She had several back surgeries. And she was on this, they had like a steel cage around her spinal column at one point. They told her that she would be, eventually, she'd be in a wheelchair. And that she would, you know, it was a lot of pain. She'd get in a lot of pain, and she was prescribed by a doctor this really high-powered, extreme pain medication. And they only gave her so much because they didn't want her to get addicted to it and stuff. And she said it, you know, so she said, we'll meet you there at the Ren Fair, and in case she starts having a really bad migraine headache and feeling a lot of pain, her and my wife would go back. They'd drive back to our hotel and hang out, and you know, take some of her medication, and usually put her out pretty good. It was almost like a tranquilizer is the way it affected her. She said she's really out of it. So she said they'd go back and do that, so they wouldn't ruin the day for the rest of us. The three of us guys, that Austin, Captain Fox, and me, could hang out at the Ren Fair and have a good time, you know. And she was going to go back to the hotel with my wife. So at some point she was there for a couple hours, and she said she's really feeling really bad. She's going through a lot of pain, and she was really almost out of medication that they had prescribed her because they only give her so much. And that she was gonna, so they said, okay, we'll go back to the hotel. So they did. So we were kind of hanging out, and then I kind of thought, well, they've been gone for about an hour. Maybe I'll call the hotel and see how they were doing, if everything was okay. So I call the hotel, and my wife answers the phone, and I could hear her and Fluffu, and they're laughing and having a great old time. And my wife says, yeah, we got back to the hotel, and we started putting our Ren Fair stuff away back into our luggage, and we found that bottle for headaches, this little bottle. She goes, yeah, we found it, it was there. She goes, so I told Fluffu, I said, hey, you know, Steve bought this from a wizard, and they said it's for headaches. So she said, well, let me see it. And she opens the cork and smells it. And she said, just from the vapor, her headache started going away. And it wasn't she had like really bad migraine headache, but it was also, she said her back would tingle and her whole body would be in pain. She said, well, just from smelling it, the vapors, her headache started going away. And then what they said was, the lady said was just take one little drop, it was like a little oil, and you just take one little drop and put one drop on your forehead, and put a little drop on the back of the base of your skull, right where your spinal cord comes up. That's all it takes. And she said she did that, and the headache went away, and she was having a great time. I tried to find the business card from that lady. I never could find it. I don't know whatever happened to it. The next year, the following year, the Ren Fair in Anderson had been canceled. They didn't have it again. They had a website from the year before. Me and the wife tried to look on it to see who this lady was. We never could find out who she was. They didn't have her listed, or they didn't have the vendors listed by name. They just had how many vendors are going to be there. So we never seen her again or anything because we wanted to buy some more. And Fluffoo took the bottle, took it with her. We said, just keep it, go ahead and take it. And then she said it lasted about a year. She would use it for about a year, and then she ran out. And we never did find that lady or who she was again. And Fluffoo said, I don't know if she would go that far as to say, is that to this day, she's not in a wheelchair. And at some point, they checked her back out and they took off the metal cage off her. And I don't know if it's because of the potion or what, but she said they told her that it was just going to get worse, but instead she got better. Years later, I was talking to someone, and they were kind of, arrogant and sarcastic and condescending. And they said, oh, I heard you go to Ren fairs and stuff. And a lot of weird people hang out there and stuff, And I said, and I told him the story about Fluffoo and the magic potion. He looked at me like kind of scoffed, and he goes, oh, well, maybe your sister-in-law is really, really, really suggestible. Maybe it was like a placebo effect, and maybe that's what it was. Ha, ha, ha. Like, yeah, right. And I didn't want to get an argument or get nothing like that or say nothing. So I said, yeah, well, whatever. But I'll tell you right now, I'll make the statement now, is I think the lady was a wizard, and I think it was a magic potion, and I think it cured Fluffoo's headache. And that's what I believe to this day. So that's a true story. So go ahead and please subscribe, share, like, give me a thumbs up, or post a comment on if you like more stories or videos like this. Thank you very much.